All right, so we just dropped off at Merced Maintenance of Way. You can see they're kind of in the middle. So now we got to pull out of there, and we need to be routed into the East Fleur siding because we got 3 drop-offs. I don't know if we're doing Big Creek Lumber, but I think we got TCR and MCS. So I'm going to set our destination block. Actually, I'm going to cancel that. So I had that still at restricting and it was white, this signal. And I'm just going to contact auto from here. So I right click the signal to make it go dark, and it's going to take about 30 seconds. And see, now it's red again. Now it's ready to go. So now I can contact auto, but not yet actually, because I want to double right click on the Fleur siding because that's where we need to go. And now we'll see if auto will give us a signal up here. And he acknowledged. All right, and we got a green up there. Perfect. Here we go. It's only about 6 miles away. That shouldn't take too long. And while we're driving here, I've got a question for any of you guys that might know. I got a comment recently, a great comment on the episode 3 of this series, and the commenter said that anything east of the signal 10 milepost 1059 and a half should be part of the L-CAL0315, which comes out of Calway Yard and not the Riverbank Yard. So there's actually 2 different locals, and he's right. If you go on the depot's website, you'll see they've got a L-CAL0312 and an L-CAL0315, which is what I'm running here. But they have only some of these industries on the 315, and then a whole bunch of other ones on the 312. So it's 2 different locals, where I'm just running all of it as the 0315. And my question is, on the included PDF guide that Run 8 supplies when you buy this route, they only list 1 local under BNSF operations, which is the L-CAL0315, and it says it's out of Riverbank Yard, and it's all the industries that we're basically working right now, and that's what I've been following is this guide, and it goes all the way to actually milepost 1015. But they say you could run that as a unit train, so then technically it would be milepost 1047.2 would be the furthest industry, but coming from Riverbank. So my question is, does anyone know why the discrepancy? My guess is that the depot setup with it split into 2 is maybe what's the current operations today, and the guys that made this route for Run 8 and made the guide maybe modeled it after an era from the early 2000s or the 90s when maybe it was all run out of Riverbank as 1 local. So I don't know the answer, but if any of you do, please let me know in the comments. Looks like we got an approach medium. That's a really neat looking new industry over there. I think that's some new assets. So this switch coming up here is the one that we're going to be taking. Let's look out the window here. This switch right here, we're going to be going that way. So let's get our counter going. And this is going to be tricky. I'm going to have to look at the map here and see how we're going to do this. So that's the MCVR Railroad. It's a little industrial park. So I think I'm actually going to set the counter again here now that we just passed that street crossing. We'll stop our train and then we'll assess from there where we're going to go. Now you'll notice that the independent brake is not applied because the dynamics are on, but watch when I take it off, watch. See the needle jump up? That's something you got to be aware of. When you pull off your dynamics, and if you've applied the train brake, then as soon as you pull those dynamics off, that independent's going to kick in. And sometimes you don't want that to happen, so you got to be aware. Let's see what we can fit here. All of these are just going back to Riverbank, and then everything else except the last three we're going to work. So I think what we're going to do here, because we need to back in right here. Let's save this location, shift number 1, put it in slot 1. How much room? Not a lot of room here. I want to put those Riverbank cars here, I think, just to get them out of the way. So I'm going to have to do a quick switch on this track. But first, let's just see, because all right, so this little spur doesn't really help us at all. And then this one actually we could potentially use right here. That would hold a few cars if needed. And this would hold a few cars. But that's all we got. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to get all these here. These are for just have to go back to Riverbank. Let's get these on the back of the train. I guess I could have done my control one to jump back here, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all these cars that are destined for Riverbank Yard on this little spur track going into the industries just for a second. And then I'm going to show you what I'll do here. So we got these 3 box cars, and then we're going to cut it there. All right. And actually, let's kick these. So what I'm going to do is I want to be on the coupler on the left, the ones that are going to be rolling on their own. And I first just want to double check. We want the brake cylinder there at 0 because we don't want brakes applied. And now, if you hold shift and hit closed on the angle cock, it'll close both at the same time if you're holding shift. So I want to be selecting this one, and I'm going to hit open coupler, and I want to make sure I don't let go of this coupler. I need that red, and I need the box open there while I do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this train backwards. And I want to get some speed built up, and we're going to go, and notice how I still have not let go of that coupler. You can see that the window's open still on the right. I don't want to lose it. And now we're going to get some speed, and then I guess any second now, let's get it up to 10. I just want to make sure we're going fast enough. And I've got air in these 3 boxcars too, so I can dump the air if needed to stop them in time. But I'm only going to just put them into this spur just a little bit. All right, we're going to cut off the throttle, and I'm going to start applying just a little bit of independent. And I'll actually do a minimum set on the automatic as well. Oh, shoot. I just lost it. All right, I got to get back on this. I need to get back to the... I don't know why. Normally it would keep it, but for some reason it dumped me. Oh. There we go. Okay, we're good. Oh, when I go up in the air, then I lose it. All right, I'll stay on the ground. And now these are going off to the left, which is what we want. And you don't need to hold the coupler actually, and you can just, apply parking brakes. Like right now, they're not going that fast. We're probably, it looks like flat ground. But they're not going that fast, so parking brakes would stop them. But I just want to show you, sometimes if they're loaded and it's a slight hill, the parking brake's not enough to stop it. And you need to dump the air. So now I'll do a partial open here. And I'll just open it all the way. And now the brakes are going to set. Look at the brake cylinder setting on these cars. Now they're set all the way. And I've noticed, if you saw there, it kind of seems like there's a slight delay. And I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. But when I dumped it, this brake cylinder still was like coming up. And then all of a sudden it just like jumped to 74. So I don't know. Check that. If you know, let me know in the comments if that's right, or it's actually should have just jumped right up all the way, immediately, which I would imagine. All right, now what we're gonna do is pull off the brakes and let's push all these cars out of the way. I want to get all these industry cars just temporarily over here. And then I'm going to get more of the Riverbank cars on this little spur. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. We're going to move them to the back of the train. And while we're rolling here, I need to just check out this facility. This is all new here. What do we got here? Apperly Tool and Die? This is awesome. Look at this. This looks fantastic right here. What is this? Premium Peanut? What a great looking warehouse. Look at that. Is that even like a... I don't even know. But it looks good. Thought I was maybe too far and I did not move it far enough. Let's start getting into the brakes now. Too much stretch force. In case you're wondering how I'm moving the angle cocks and uncoupling, I just hold down the right mouse button and then left click. And it's a little tricky sometimes because you got to be on the right spot. You need to have the cursor essentially. You can go up here to the controls, keyboard, mouse and view, and turn on show crosshairs. And that can help. So on right click, see now there's a crosshair in the middle. That helps you align where you're clicking. But I usually don't use the crosshairs. So now all the rest of the cars on our train at the moment all are destined for Riverbank, plus these 3 box cars. I'm going to connect them together, and then we're going to actually switch these 2 cuts. So that the cars for Riverbank will actually be on the siding track. And then we can just have a train with only the cars that we need to deliver for these industries. And it'll be much shorter and easier to manage inside this industrial park. Now let's keep pushing them. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Hold on a minute. I forgot because we dumped the air on these, so I got to rehook up the air first before we... I mean, it's actually pushing okay with the brake cylinders at max. But let's just hook up this hose and fill it back up. Should make it a little bit easier to push. And I realized after the fact what I should have done when I was in Merced downtown was I should have done this there, because I already had a whole bunch of Riverbank cars on the siding. I could have kept them on the siding, then hooked up the locomotives to the these cars that still need to go to locals, pulled forward, then backed in to all these Riverbank cars. But this will only take a few minutes here. Oh man, that's embarrassing. I need to go more. We gotta go a little bit further. That stopped pretty quick. A little too quick. Forgot to turn auto on. Okay, now we can release the handbrakes, and let's get these pulled forward. These more recent LPG cars would really look good. And I hope, well, I think we know that a lot more of the freight cars are going to be heading this way with the, I think it's called like a more normal mapping, where it gives you like more texture and they're very crispy. All the text on the tankers just look excellent. Do we have enough room in the front here? Oh yeah, we got plenty of room in the front. Okay, now we got all of our Riverbank destined cars on the back. So now we can pull all these out and then we're going to get them out of our way. While we're waiting for that, maybe we'll do a quick bucket. Go through the drive-thru here. Let's see, can we go inside? Oh, no chicken. Looks like we got people on the wrong side of the road. And the police even. We might... Gosh, I was going to say we got to call the police, but... Apparently we're driving on the left side of the road and the right side. Huh. I don't really know who to call if the police are doing it. Where does it change? Oh, right. Oh, we're good. We can stop. Let's get this thing stopped. We went a little bit further than we actually needed to. So if I look in the tagger, you can see now all the ones destined for Riverbank are all on the back. So they'll be out of our way. We can uncouple here. And now we'll pull forward and then we'll work this industrial park with a much smaller train. Oh boy, you know what? I'm not even paying attention here. All we want is BTLY, TCR, and MCS. So I actually want to leave these ones for, I think that's Nutrient AG, maybe the NAS, all these covered hoppers. I want, let's see, let's zoom up here. TCR I need, and then MCS we need, and that's it. So we don't have a BTLY. Yeah, so I want to leave, actually should have left those pushed back. Although we would be blocking this crossing for a while. You know what? Let's keep going forwards, and let's see if we can push them on one of these little stub tracks in here. I think we'll take them forwards, then we'll back them in over here. And I think we'll go straight on this one. We'll just shove them in here. I'll see how many we could fit, just to get them out of the way. All of these NASR covered hoppers. want to see if we can get as many on here as possible. So let's bring them all the way to the bumper. Oh boy. I used spacebar and last thing I did was a train tagger. Oh. That's okay. We're okay. That was just a light touch. That's what they're there for. WIT I'd like to leave here. Shoot. Alright, so we're going to have to put a few on this track on the left. So let's cut it right here. Oh, what do we got? Too much stretch force? We do. Well, let's back it up a little bit. And we're in neutral, so that's why it's not moving. Now we can go forwards just a little bit. And then we'll push these over onto that other track. If there's any real engineers out there watching this one, is it okay to switch from forwards into reverse if you're still going a few miles an hour like I just did, like 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour, and instead of using the brakes, you just go from forwards into reverse and then give it a notch of throttle? Or is that not a good idea? Let me know in the comments. And it looks like our first stop is going to be TCR propane with these LPG tanks. So I think we'll bring her to a stop here, and let's just take a look. We've got 6 cars for TCR, these 6 here. And let's get our switches lined. And let's start bringing them back while we're getting the rest of our switches. We want to go straight here, and TCR is all the way down here. And ideally, let's get, well, actually, after this industrial park, we just have WIT and then Nutrient AG Solutions, and then we're going back into Riverbank. So I guess it really doesn't matter. I was going to say, like, we might want to put, oh wait, no, do we want that? No, we want to go in straight into, that's interesting. Like, straight away is into the industry. You would think it would be this way, although this one goes to an industry too, so I guess it's the same thing. But I was going to say, maybe we might want to try keeping the cars we pick up on the back of the train together, but I don't think it'll really matter. Actually, let's just go F7. And then F5, and then we're ready to pull them out. And now that I think of it, we're actually going to go past. I was going to put them here, but that is just strictly going into the Mackey and Sons, MCS. So I think what I'm going to do is drop these. We'll drop these tankers that we just picked up on this little siding right here. And I'm realizing now that I should have planned ahead before I just started driving, because I should have driven through this. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm going to just put them where they are now, and then we'll go forward and then back up through this little side. Because we just got these last two here. So let's drop them closer to this end, so they're ready for the pickup, easier pickup. It looks like a football field in the background. That's new. That's nice. I think that'll be just right. Okay, this is Mackey and Sons, and I think we got a few to pull out too, so let's just take a quick gander. Let's see if we can put these that we're delivering on that track. This is a great touch right here, all these open windows on these old warehouses. I like that. Nice attention to detail. See, are we in all the way? Yeah. Because these are for WI... No. Oh, we don't have anything for WI. Oh no, that was on the other. Sorry, that was on the cut that we dropped off. So all of these, all of this is for MCS. What are we looking like over here? Oh, we could do this. We can fit it. Let's just go back a few more feet. Oh no. We got it. Way more than enough room to get in there. So that's it for our drop setouts and pickups at the MCVR Railroad, this little industrial spur. So now we can just reconnect to our train that we had dropped off, put everything back together, and then we'll go to our last stop. No, our second to last stop, which is the Winton Team Track. Oh, I went with the automatic brake and I missed it by an inch. This one we can leave, and we didn't have anything to drop off there either. Oh, you know what? Let's stop right here before we go too far. Oh, we might have gotten... Oh, we're going to have to back up a little bit. Because what I want to do is... I want these WITs, because these are next. We've got 3 and then more of the Nutrien AG. So I want those ones for the Winton team track to be right up against the back of the locomotives, because that's our next stop. So let's drop these here. Keep these Riverbank ones further back. Further back on the train. And then we're going to grab these here for WIT next. Pull those out, and then we'll connect them to this big cut. And then last, we'll grab the ones for Riverbank. We coupled to that one a little bit too hard, and I think we bounced off the bumper that back there. That was pretty sloppy on my part. I do apologize. And now we can pull these out of here and get back to the rest of our train, and we're ready for the next stop. So let's take a look here while we're moving forward. We've got everything on the back. Riverbank. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want for the rest of the trip. So I think what we'll do is just pull up enough here so we're not blocking any crossings, and then we'll take a look at the map and have Otto give us some new routing. So this is the last crossing and that we need to clear, and we've only got a few more cars, so I think I'll hop up into the cab. And we'll just take it to this next signal. Another new asset, that red barn. All that stuff over there is really nice. It's a little bit barren out here, though, I've noticed on this BNSF side. I think we could use a little, like, these new assets are great, but we could use a little bit more, detail in some places. It's just like a big, wide open, flat space sometimes with like one texture. I think we could add, you know, a little bit more detail, but it's very good. It's I'm having a blast here. So let's get ready to stop it right here, and then we can call Otto and check the actually set our destination on the map first. And that's it for episode 5. I ran this one a little bit longer, actually almost twice as long as typical, just because I wanted to get all of the work done in that industrial park and get us back to getting on the main line before we start the next episode. So stay tuned for episode 6. I think we maybe can finish this off and maybe the next one or 2 more episodes.